Hey guys, Max Roberts here from Go Left Gaming. Today is episode 7 of our weekly vlog here on our YouTube channel. And today's topic, if you could not tell, is The Legend of Zelda. Zelda. I am in such a Zelda mood right now. I just had to talk about Zelda. And who knows exactly? I'm going to be definitely talking about A Link Between Worlds, the new 3DS game coming out November 22nd. I'm going to be talking about my favorite Zelda game and a few, I guess, embarrassing people in the gaming community get kind of upset when they hear some news with my personal history with the Zelda franchise. So let's start off the bat with what we've got over here on the table. This is my tiny Zelda collection. I have more posters than I do actual games. Let's just go through one by one, leading up to the big kahuna, this guy. So we'll start with the first DS entry, Legend of Zelda: The Phantom Hourglass. This is a direct sequel to Wind Waker, which we'll get to in a second, which is my favorite Zelda game of all time. And this was my favorite top-down Zelda. It's up there with A Link to the Past, which was my first Zelda game I ever played. This game was so cool, man, when it came out. It was all on the touchscreen, which made it a totally interactive experience because you were using the stylus to navigate Link and for combat and to make notes on your maps and stuff. This is definitely one of the most innovative and interactive Zelda games of all time. It's the only Zelda game I've 100%ed, completed 100% to be grammatically correct. Beginning to end, everything. I've spent so much time playing this game. The multiplayer's fun. I love playing the Wi-Fi. There's really a lot of strategy, and I'm kind of curious if people are still playing the multiplayer. That would be, I might try that out later. That would be kind of fun to see how well my skills hold up and see if the community is still going, if people are still playing a game that is, how old is this? This is 2007's the copyright on the box, so it was 6 years. 6-year-old game. Wow, 6 years? This game holds up. This is a good one. We'll put that down over here, just so we don't have to stand back up on the tape. I'm going to save my favorite for last. We're going to jump here to the most recent new Zelda game. Shiny windows are open for lighting. Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. Now, as you could also see, this was the collector's edition bundle for about $70 or $80. You got the game and a gold Wiimote. And another thing a lot of people I don't know notice is it doesn't have the blue logo on here that says Wii Motion Plus compatible on there. So it's a very clean, great looking box. All copies of the game came with the soundtrack and then the game itself. Pretty cool story. This is the first Zelda game to feature one-to-one motion controls. So whatever you did with the Wiimote, Link did with his sword. And this game totally changed the combat. It was, instead of just striking, there was strategy put into it, a waiting, almost like a chess game. Very cool. Great story. I believe IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. This game is the bomb. I love it so much, and here's some tragedy with this game. I beat the game I went through, and I did a couple of side quests, and I beat the game, which has a fantastic final boss battle, and it's a great game. Anyway, I beat the game, and I'm still totally into it. I'm doing all the side quests. I'm trying to find the gratitude crystals to give to the guy on I forget the name of the island, the floating sky island. But anyway, I'm looking for gratitude crystals. And I'm doing it, and I'm flying on my loft wing, and I'm going to go down to, is it Skyloft? I think it's Skyloft. I'm going to go down, and my goal is to go to Zelda's room to get the gratitude crystals in there. And in between the transition when you jump off and you're floating down, the loading period between air and land, the screen just went white and it froze indefinitely, and that is when I'll just grab it right here. That is when the hard disk, the disk drive on my Wii console broke. And I didn't have a Wii for over a year. I never went back and beat Skyward Sword's extras. I didn't play Smash Brothers for over a year. Mario Kart, GoldenEye, Metroid, that part just fell off. Anyway, I hadn't played it for a year. Finally, close to a year ago in the life cycle of the Wii U, or I guess we're approaching a year now, so a few months ago, before I graduated high school, I just asked some people on Facebook if they had a Wii they were interested in selling, because GameStop's giving you dirt and nothing for them. So I bought one with, what did it come with? It came with Double Dash for the GameCube, which is impossible to find, and if you do find it, it's usually pretty pricey because it's a Mario game. So it came with Double Dash, which nets around $30 just to buy the game. 4 wireless off-brand GameCube controllers. I already had 4 GameCube controllers, so it's just kind of nice to get extra. A classic controller for the Wii, a Wiimote, and a normal sensor bar. I had a wireless one, which drains batteries like insane. So, and then the Wii system itself, and it had a couple virtual console games on it. Then I had Paper Mario and Super Mario 64, all for $45. Like the best deal ever. So I could finally play all my games again, except the Wi-Fi enabled ones. So Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, GoldenEye are the only Wi-Fi Wii games I have. Their data is locked to my original Wii. So when I own my own Wii U, which we'll get to here in a second, I will transfer the data from my broken Wii. It still works. The virtual console games on it still work. It just can't read disk. I'll transfer all that data with the transfer system software, and then I'll finally have my original data, because I had everything. I was so close to finishing all the challenges in Brawl, like right there. So that's what's coming up for me in the future with my Wii. That's kind of Wii woes, if you will. Let's move on to obviously the biggest thing here, which kind of ties into my favorite Zelda game of all time, The Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker. This game is my favorite Zelda game of all, and it's so cool. The reason that sparked my interest in this game, back way after it came out, I bought it used, and actually in great condition. It has all the manuals on the side. I'll show you here in a second. What sparked my interest, though, was the fact that it had Game Boy Advance connectivity. It was compatible with the Game Boy Advance, and you had to find a cable that could hook your GameCube and your Game Boy Advance up. And that was my mission. I wanted one of those cables, and I wanted to try it out with this game. And it also worked with Metroid Prime, which I have, and so I really wanted it. And so what I did was, I think I told this story in my other previous Zelda. It's not a vlog. I played maybe the first 20 minutes of Wind Waker, getting excited for Wind Waker HD, and I just kind of rambled about the HD and stuff. So check out that video there. It's going to be over here. Anyway, so I went and I looked for this cable, and I found it at Circuit City before Circuit City closed. It was in the back corner, brand new. I still have it. It doubles as a link cable between systems, and I did it so I could get the Tingle Tuner. And this is the only other Zelda game that I came close to 100%ing, completing 100%. I only had a few more items and maybe a few islands to find, but other than that, I was golden with this game. And what makes this game so special to me is I think Skyward Sword has a better story. I think it's a much more fleshed out story. It's not the story in Wind Waker. It's the sense of exploration and discovery and adventure. That ocean, that theme, when you get in your boat and you sail on the ocean, it's just so open and majestic and beautiful. It's gorgeous, and I love it, and that's what Zelda games are about. Zelda games are about exploring dungeons, exploring the overworld, and discovering, and that sense of adventure, and I love it to death. favorite Zelda game of all time, which kind of, and I was looking at it the other day. It's really cool. I still have, when I bought it used back in the day, it came with like the instruction manual and the tingle tuner instructions. It's great. And like, look at this. This is great. Ahoy, matey, shiver me timbers. And they're telling me to sign up for Nintendo Power, which has expired. But you could have gotten a T-shirt or the player's guide. But, you know, Nintendo Power's done for now, ever. And then there are the tingle tuner instructions. The whole reason I went out and bought the game. And it turned out to become my favorite Zelda game of all time. Absolutely wonderful. I love it to death. Now let's get to the elephant in the room. The white elephant in the room. Da, 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 da. Legend of Zelda Wii U bundle. This is probably the coolest bundle Nintendo's ever done for a home console that I can think of in close memory. I'm going to put it right. I'm going to put it in my lap. Like Santa. Now, obviously, what comes with the bundle here is a Zelda-designed gamepad, very much like the Zelda 3DS that came out close to its launch around Ocarina of Time 3D. It comes with a digital download for Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, so my favorite Zelda game of all time in HD, 2 weeks before the game's physical launch, which is tomorrow. I have that pre-ordered as well because I want that Ganondorf statue. They know how to, Nintendo knows how to rip me, take me and separate me and my money. It's an ugly relationship. Then over here, you get a digital download for the Hyrule Historia, which is the Zelda art book, and has the timeline in it. And so the digital download for that, and it comes with the deluxe digital promotion that the Wii U Deluxe came with at launch. And what's really cool is it came out on September 20th, and that was the first day Wii U's dropped in price from $350 to $300. And, you know, on the sides of the box it shows what it comes with. You know, this, and then the back is my absolute favorite. It's the Wii U logo with the Zelda Wind Waker map inside. I'm going to put this back over here. And I haven't opened it. I've had this at September 20th, day one. I pre-ordered it as soon as it was announced, and I haven't opened it. Why haven't I opened it? The gist is, I bought this as an investment. I bought it with the sole purpose of turning around and selling it. And it broke my heart because, A, I'm a collector. I love collecting video game memorabilia. You can see some of my statues over here in the corner. I love collecting, and this, like I said, is my favorite Zelda game in HD. I don't have a Wii U, so I definitely want one because there's great games on it and great games coming out. And so it sat there on the floor over here in my little gaming collection, and it kind of looked at me, almost like Frodo in the Ring. You know, you start hearing whispers, things like "open me," and, you know, it was very much like Frodo in the Ring. And so what I did was, I wasn't counting on this, but my place of employment is a retail store. And one day, it was the Saturday after, so it came out on a Friday. And so the next morning, I went into work at 6 a.m. And I went in and I saw that we got 6 of these. 6 Zelda Wii U bundles, which surprised me. I didn't think we would get any at all. And so what I did was I put it on layaway. And with my discount and stuff, it turned out to only, with tax included and stuff, this will only cost me about $280. And I should have it within the next 2 to 4 weeks, because I get paid bi-weekly, and just depending on finances and bills and things like that that come up, you know, 2 to 4 weeks is when I should have it. So that's why I haven't opened this. This is a sole investment for my college. Zelda is going to help pay for college. That's right. But I'm so stoked to actually get it, and it really is going to be really tough is I'm picking up my copy of the Wind Waker Limited Edition tomorrow when it comes out, so I can have the 5-inch Ganondorf statue with his twin katanas. I mean, it's so cool. So I'm stoked to pick that up tomorrow, but I won't have a Wii U to play it on for quite some time. I might go to my friend's house and play it on his Wii U. I'm pretty sure I could just copy the data over an SD card, right? That makes sense to me, kind of, sort of. Might take my Wii SD card. That was the first thing I did when it crashed, was backed up all the physical data I could to save it. Anyway, this is a fantastic deal, and Wii U's definitely, I think, are a worthwhile system. They have great games on them, and more great games are coming out. I was pretty disappointed to hear that Tropical Freeze was nixed, not nixed, but pushed back to February of 2014. That was a bit heartbreaking. Not heartbreaking, just kind of like a downer, because I really love Donkey Kong Country, and I love what Retro did, because they made that game brutal. Absolutely brutal. So I was excited to play it, but I'll be excited to play it in February. And one really cool thing, just with it's just get a Wii U. Nintendo's not going down the tank. They won't forever. I mean, that new Super Mario 3D World looks awesome. Looks way more original than we thought it would. And it's exciting. It's exciting times for a Nintendo gamer. I'm excited to jump in with this and my PS4 right here at the launch, kind of the full launch of the next generation. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see what games can do. Now, I actually want to take you on a little tour. I've got my phone here, recording as well, and we're going to show you some of the posters I have for Zelda, because I love Zelda, and we're going to talk about it. So, over here, we've got Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks, which was the other Nintendo DS entry. Did not beat that, because I could never get past the pan flute stuff. Could not. I had to get other people to do the pan flute thing for me. For some reason, the microphone just did not like me trying to pan flute. The next poster is Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Like I said, my favorite Zelda. That's probably one of my favorite posters of all time. I love the art style, and it just looks so good. Over here, transition to that, we've got the Twilight Princess Zelda from Club Nintendo. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Glossy finish, looks great. Then the Zelda timeline, which goes to not the historical timeline, you know, which game comes first, just the games in which they came out. And it ends on Phantom Hourglass. So, as you can tell, this poster is pretty old. Spirit Tracks isn't on there, Skyward Sword's not on there, and A Link Between Worlds is not on there, which was confirmed. And then the last little Zelda poster I have is the Phantom Hourglass Club Nintendo one. It's a high gloss finish as well, and it's a wonderful little thing. It's great. I love them. And there's that wonderful back of that box again. And so those are my posters. And kind of when I was talking about Spirit Tracks, that brings me kind of the next little story. This is just Zelda story time. I love it. I've only did the three games you saw me show off, Phantom Hourglass, Skyward Sword, and Wind Waker, are the only 3 Zelda games I've beaten. That's right. Type in your furious comments right now and tell me how I've never beaten Ocarina of Time, and that's a terrible mistake as a gamer and a Zelda fan. I've only beaten these 3, and like Ocarina of Time, I've only burned down the Deku Tree every time. Deku, however you want to pronounce it. I've only done that little dungeon ever. Never gotten farther than that. Twilight Princess got stuck in the water dungeon. Never beat that. I got turned around. I don't know. My brother almost beat it, though, which was kind of surprising. I was kind of jealous that he could get past the water dungeon and I couldn't. Link to the Past, I was a kid when I played it. I never finished it. I don't think I fully grasped what was going on. In the game, like I said, Spirit Tracks, I never... Twilight Princess, besides the whole water dungeon thing, I did not like the motion controls. I would rather go back and try that game again on the GameCube, which really, it was a GameCube game pushed to Wii just to promote Wii sales, which it definitely did. The Wii went bananas. You know, everyone knows. What other Zelda games have I played and not beaten? I recently, on my 3DS, I got the Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. I never played those games as kids. I always loved the idea of the communication between the two. And it's the Capcom Zelda game. I believe Minish Cap is also a Capcom Zelda game. It's an interesting dynamic they have with Capcom and the Zelda games. It's very cool, so I always want to try those out. And I played maybe 15 minutes of that. And not that it's hard or anything, I'm just been playing like Grand Theft Auto and Splinter Cell and things like that. So I really haven't sat down and played those yet. And what's cool is if you have them both on your 3DS, they will communicate. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited to check that feature out. You know, I've sat down, I've played the original Legend of Zelda a little bit just to, explore around and stuff. That game probably truly defines the exploration experience, especially the one that I felt with Wind Waker. I never played Zelda 2. I've seen it, and it looks hard and difficult, and I don't know. I hear a lot of people when they go back and they replay it, there is a depth to it, and maybe it's there, maybe not. But I'm excited to see it. And let's see what else. I'm trying to think of others. Minish Cap I played for a little bit. Four Swords I played for a little bit. There's games I just never finished. Either I borrowed them, I found a new game. It's kind of sad. Majora's Mask, I have that on my Wii through Club Nintendo. Never really finished that. It's kind of sad. But I am a Zelda fan. I love Zelda games. I love the feeling, but I'll just never be an Ocarina of Time. So don't hate me too much. And, aspiring to be a video game journalist and work in this industry, I probably should be critical Zelda games, particularly Ocarina of Time. But that is besides the point. The last thing I want to talk about in this very long vlog is Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, the brand new Zelda game coming out November 22nd, the same day as the Xbox One and Super Mario 3D World for the 3DS, Nintendo 3DS, and 2DS, if that's your new system. It is the next entry of the top-down Zeldas. I believe the last top-down Zelda was Spirit Tracks. And this game looks pretty cool. They just had a Nintendo Direct, I believe Tuesday. And they showed off a few new things. This Zelda game kind of goes back. It goes back to previous Zelda games where you could go to the dungeons in any previous order. And while in older Zelda games you would just get your butt kicked and you just have to find the dungeon you had to go to, this game will let you go to any dungeon in any order. And how they do that is there's a shop system. And you go and you rent and then eventually purchase the weapons you need for that dungeon. So it's that there's not that block of you get your butt kicked and you have to go find the right dungeon. It's you can go to any dungeon in any order and then, beat it if you rent the right items from this very Nabbit looking character. It's a very cool idea. It's very different, and I'm very excited because not only is it an original 3DS entry for Zelda, I know there was Ocarina, but that was just a remake. And the mechanic looks really cool. It's totally playing with the 3D effect with layers. Particularly the first dungeon they showed off. It's a layered system of floors going up and down. And all Zelda dungeons do have floors. The maps, basements and other things like that. But the depth really could be pretty cool. And I like how it ties to is it A Link to the Past? A Link Between Worlds, A Link to the Past. I believe that's what it is. This is a game it ties into. The overworld is very similar, and they've got the two worlds, the dark world and the normal world. Or in this game, they're calling it the normal world and the other world, which is kind of weird. I wonder where it's going to fit in the timeline, as most people do. It's a direct sequel, so it should come shortly after. It should be right after A Link to the Past in the timeline. But the game looks very, very cool. I'm very stoked to play a top-down Zelda again, and obviously by then I will have my own version of the one I can unbox, and I'll be playing Wind Waker all the time. I mean, that game's awesome. I cannot wait to see it in HD on my own television and experience it with the gamepad. It's gonna be so cool. I'm so stoked for it. I'm stoked for this and the new Zelda Wii U a lot. I don't know if a lot of rumors lately have been circulating, but rumors say 2014. I don't believe that at all because we haven't heard lickety split about this game officially, except that it's in development in ages. I mean, they showed off when the Wii U was announced that real-time demo, but that who knows if that's what the next Zelda game's going to look like. I don't know. Do you know? You should tell me in the comments if you know. Let me know. But I'm excited to see an HD Zelda. Wind Waker HD is obviously a real Zelda game in HD. But, you know, a new Zelda game in HD. That will be exciting. And it's curious to see what art style they go with. This is a game that art style changes every time. So it's pretty exciting. Pretty stoked about Zelda. Wow, the clouds just block the sun. That's why you don't use the sun as lighting, kids. Because it can totally screw up your shot. That's not going to mess up my video. So today, I just rambled about Zelda for 26 minutes. I might chop this up. Probably not. Thanks. If you've stuck around this long, thanks for watching and listening to me talk about one of my favorite Zelda franchises. Metroid. Metroid's my favorite. But it means a lot to me. Thanks for sticking around. Tell me what your favorite Zelda game is and why in the comments below. I wanna talk about Zelda with people. I really do. I want to hear why this person likes this game and not this game. So let's talk about Zelda in the comments below. I really want to hear about your thoughts about the iconic franchise. If you liked this video, you definitely can check out the rest of the vlogs in the playlist here on my YouTube page. You know, like it, share it with your friends, subscribe to this channel for a new vlog every Thursday. And I'm glad you guys stuck around. And there's really no Zelda catchphrase that I would end the show with. So if you just want to hear more about Zelda, see an unboxing video of this when I officially get my own. Definitely will have an unboxing video of that. So if you want to watch that and other vlogs and such, just make sure you always remember to go left.